How you doing? Thank you for joining me tonight. I wanted to talk about this topic. I know I was supposed to go live on Sunday, and I did not go live. My son came into town, so um, I wasn't able to go live. I hope your day been going good. I just want to talk on this topic real quick and uh, go from there. I know it's the holiday season and everyone is getting ready for Thanksgiving, pulling your turkeys or whatever meat you're eating, or getting all your sides together, getting ready for Thursday. So I'm not going to hold anybody. Hey, the right way. How you doing? How you doing tonight? I was saying I don't want to hold y'all long. I'm talk real quick, share a short video, and and go from there. Human trafficking has become a big epidemic here in the United States and globally, internationally, around the world. Hey, race car. Hey, Primpin. How you doing? Um, I was just telling them I'm not going to hold y'all long, but I do want to share a video and give out, a little bit of information about human trafficking and just go from there. It has become a big problem lately, and we have to be careful of our surroundings and the things that we do, especially since it is the holiday season, and they are out targeting individuals. I do want to share this short video with y'all. If you're ready, put a one in the chats to let me know that y'all are ready to see this short video, and then we can go from there. I want to give y'all a little bit of information, and we can just talk about it. Let's see. I can't see the chat hardly. If you're ready, put a one in the chats to let me know that y'all are ready to see this short video. Sorry. Hey, Auntie Donna. All right. So this is going to be my first time doing this. So bear with me. Hold on. It's not sharing. Y'all, excuse me. This is my first time doing this. Share screen. Chrome tab. Of course, they want to act up. Okay, I apologize for all the buffering. Hey, Oren, I apologize. I might have to make it a upload, but let me see. Yeah, I apologize for all the buffering, but I may have to make it an upload. But what they were saying was, you know, more than just women and children are trafficked, men as well. They are. You could be taken as simple as it could be an ad in the paper, and you are acquiring about the job, and you go and check it out, but you end up becoming a victim. They have alerted hotels about this issue. Some of I have a few facts about human trafficking, and hold on, I think it's acting up. Excuse me, I apologize, y'all. Of course, when I want to go live, everything want to act up. That's how it is. Um, a few facts. Trafficking involves transporting someone for exploitation. 20 to 40 million people is in modern day slavery. Um, Internationally, only 0.4% survivors of human trafficking cases are identified. Human trafficking earns globally profits of roughly $150 billion a year. 99 billion comes from commercial sexual exploitation. 71% of enslaved people are women and girls, while men and boys account for 29%. So not only does this affect women and children, men as well. So we all have to be careful. Um, Suggest about 50,000 people are trafficked into the U.S. each year, most often from Mexico and the Philippines. Wow. In 2018, over half, 51.6% of the criminal human trafficking cases active in the U.S. were sex cases involving children. That's sad. 51.6% involve children. We have to protect our babies. We really do. Um, Reports indicate that a large number of child sex trafficking survivors in the U.S. at one time is in the foster care system. So a lot, a lot of the children that are trafficked and end up in human trafficking comes from the foster care system, which is very sad. I'm not watching the chat, so if I miss speaking to anybody, please charge it to my head and not my heart. Let's see. Advocates report growing trend of traffickers target people on social media platforms. So they recruit and target people on social media platforms. So, like we have to monitor our children whenever they on Instagram or Twitter or what's another one? Snapchat. So we got to be so careful because they are targeting our children through social media platforms, even on YouTube. The average age of a teen enters the sex trade in the U.S. is between the ages of 12 and 14. Many of the victims are runaway girls who are sexually abused as children. In 2018, the National Human Trafficking Hotline received more calls from California than any other state, followed by Texas, Florida. And I also, too, have posted the human trafficking hotline number that you can call if you suspect or you see anything suspicious going on. I do have another audio. Like I said, I apologize for the video. I wanted to share it, but it was buffering like crazy. Whenever I did my test run on it, it was fine. But of course, anytime you go live and try to share some information, things just want to start acting up. Hey, Keisha, how you doing? Like I said, hey, Key. I apologize if I missed speaking to anybody. Hey, LaTube. Hey, DC Purple. Hey, Shane. The Rights Way. Let me see if I miss anybody. Auntie Donna Primpin. Hey, hey, Pamela. But yeah, I wanted to share this information. And so we can go ahead and talk about it in the chat. Like I said, I do have one more quick audio to share with y'all about this. On the audio, she was mainly directing it at Black women, but we know that this does not apply to just Black women. This applies to all people, Black women, white women, Asian, Mexican, whatever race, men, children. So this applies to everyone. So I'm going to share this quick audio with y'all. And I am going to also to share a link. So if anybody want to join me and we can talk about it. Hold on. Because this is very important. So let me get this audio for y'all. Hey, Demetria, lit all day. Hey. Yes, it's very scary. Yes. Hey, Blind Needle. Hey, like I said, if I miss anybody, please forgive me. Please forgive me. Let me get this audio, and so y'all can hear what she has to say. Like I said, she is talking about Black women, but this does not just apply to Black women. This applies to all women, all people.
I draw attention to. We're not hearing enough about how we, women, Black women, are under attack. 75,000 women and young girls have just disappeared. And if you ask me, not enough people are talking about it. It should be all over the news, all over the radio. These are sisters, mothers, wives. Our babies are just disappearing. Sex trafficking and human trafficking, human organ trafficking is at an extreme high. This is not random. This is big business that we're talking about. It's intentional, and people in high places know about it. We have got to be alert. We got to be cautious, and we got to be diligent because our lives depend on it. So I want you to do what I do. I mean, I'm literally, call me crazy when I'm out with my children, but I'm always watching. You have to be. When you leave Walmart or you leave Target or you leave the supermarket, where did you park? Okay, what cars were next to you? What cars are next to you now? Are there vans next to you? Because you know what they're doing? When you go to get in your car, they're opening the side doors, jumping out, injecting these women, and they're paralyzed, and that's how they're snatching them. We've heard it from sex trafficking victims that that's exactly.
Could you hear? Was you able to hear it? Hey, Candy girl. Was y'all able to hear? Bambi. The sound went out? Okay, let me try it again. Give me 1 second. I apologize. Hey, Treasure. Hey, Keisha. Hold on. Let me try it one more time. Okay. Let me do it one more time.
Attention to. We're not hearing enough about how we, women, Black women, are under attack. 75,000 women and young girls have just disappeared. And if you ask me, not enough people are talking about it. It should be all over the news, all over the radio. These are sisters, mothers, wives. Our babies are just disappearing. Sex trafficking and human trafficking, human Organ trafficking is at an extreme high. This is not random. This is big business that we're talking about. It's intentional, and people in high places know about it. We have got to be alert. We got to be cautious, and we got to be diligent because our lives depend on it. So I want you to do what I do. I mean, I'm literally, call me crazy when I'm out with my children, but I'm always watching. You have to be. When you leave Walmart or you leave Target or you leave the supermarket, where did you park? Okay, what cars were next to you? What cars are next to you now? Are there vans next to you? Because you know what they're doing? When you go to get in your car, they're opening the side doors, jumping out, injecting these women, and they're paralyzed, and that's how they're snatching them. We've heard it from sex trafficking victims that that's exactly what happened. Out of the blue, someone grabbed them, injected them, and that's all they remember. Also, they're putting things on your front window. So now you get in, you get out your car, you go around to grab it off your front window, and that's how they're getting you, or your back window. They have these little black snip ties. They put them on your car, and you're saying, what is that? Let me get out and take it off. Forget about it. Leave it. Who cares? It's material stuff. If there's something on your window, you drive home, you drive to a safe area, you go to a well-lit area where there's a lot of people, then you take it off. But do not fall for the okie doke. Your life depends on it. I want you to make sure you send this video, send this message to every woman that you know. We've got to take care of ourselves. We got to look out for us because the media doesn't seem to care as much as they should. We're not the leading story of the day. And I think that's what these sex traffickers are counting on, that people are not valuing the lives of Black women. Please.
Okay. So, like I said, we have to be more careful. We have to make sure that we are checking our surroundings, making sure that we are protecting our children. I am dropping the link in the chat. If anybody wants to join me tonight and we can talk about it, like I said, I do not want to hold y'all long because I know it is the holiday season and we are getting ready for the holidays. If I miss speaking to anyone, please forgive me. Hey, Treasure, how you doing today, boo? Candy Girl, I think anybody else new came in. I don't see anyone else new that came in, but yeah. So, what are y'all thoughts on that information? Oh, Latu. Oh, okay, there you go. Hey,
Hi,
Latu.
Candy. Hello, can you guys hear me?
Can y'all hear it, Latu? Put a 1 in the chat.
Kandychelle, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm having technical difficulties.
Oh, okay. No, that's understandable. I have them all the time.
Okay, yeah, they can hear you, Latu.
Okay, thank you guys for the response. Kandychelle, I would just like to commend you for this very beautiful topic that you or the beautiful idea that you had of bringing this to our awareness, because
Thank you.
really it's excuse me. Oh,
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. No, it's not a beautiful topic. I meant the good idea that you had to bring this to awareness and to the front, because it's really something that has been bothering me as well. And one of the clips you put up was that we need to take safety into our own hands, and we really have to depend on ourselves when it comes to your own personal safety and that of the people that you love. Uh, and having said that, I would just like to refer you back to a live that you were in as well, where we were talking about the FIFA World Cup. Remember that? They are
Yeah.
building in the new stadium.
Yes.
Yes, they are building a stadium. Oh my goodness. I just forgot where around it is, where about it is, for the World Cup that is coming up. I don't know if it's next year. I think it's 2020 World Cup for the soccer. And this is a big federation, this is a big federation with a big name behind it. And they're actually a super, super massive group. And I'm sure everybody has heard of them. However, they are um, getting people from impoverished countries and with poor backgrounds to build the stadium, and about 1,000 people have been recorded dead. And the the mainstream and the local medias, they are not reporting this. Nobody is going to touch this because apparently journalists are dying for doing it. There are other reasons as well why the mainstream media doesn't put this on their agenda for reporting, because of course they are getting information from top up, like orders and stuff, what to report, what not to report, what's going to make news today.
So,
Stuff like that.
so the two, I hate to cut you off. So they are, so just so I can catch the chat up, they are building a new stadium and they are taking victims from human trafficking to help build that stadium.
Yes, that's right. That's exactly right.
Wow, that's sad. That's sad.
And
Mm-hmm.
oh no, you can go ahead.
Oh, no, 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 no. Go ahead. Finish your
Okay.
thought. I apologize. I was just wanting to make sure that the chat was, that they understood that part, that they are using people who have been victims of human trafficking to build a stadium. And not only
Yeah.
do they use it for that purpose, they even use it to make some of the items that we buy.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yep. And what really got me was how unfair and how evil this system is, that people that you think are not associated with this kind of practices is actually supporting it, is right behind it, and is keeping it hush hush. They are just like trying to keep it quiet, and that brings us as normal people, everyday kind of people, back to the um, reality that you just have to make sure that you are in charge of your own safety. And it's not to say that if somebody gets kidnapped, that's their own fault. No, it's not to say that at all. What I'm trying to say is just basically that if you get kidnapped, you might as well know that your chances of getting back to safety or where you're supposed to be is very slim. You probably might not have a chance at all, based on how the world is today. So, guys, for us to be talking about this and just getting people to be aware of things like this is very, very important. And the other thing I wanted to say as well was, you do remember in London, right? They had this 39 people who were found in a truck.
Hmm. Yes.
Um, they, yes, they were dead, and these were women and men. And most of the men was traveling throughout Europe, different countries, to seek employment, look for work, to pay off these merchants that brought them over from their native countries, these being Chinese nationals. So uh, people like that are looking for work. They are honest individuals who can work hard, who wants to work hard, and it's just being exploited. It's being exploited uh, against their will, because remember,
Hmm.
it's not always about being kidnapped. You might think that somebody who's going to get you a job, say in Brazil, and you're interacting with this person on social media. Once you get the money, like if they tell you, okay, I'll charge you $10,000 to make a trip to Brazil, I can get you a job, yeah, I'll set you up. If you get the 5,000, they get you a plane ticket, they get you over to Brazil, and once you land in Brazil, it's a whole different story. Everything changes, and what they basically have you do is they sell you to some, I don't even know, the rich people, big companies, stuff like that. And it doesn't always just have to be the rich and the famous and the what. It's all sometimes it's also the clubs, entertainment industry, pornography, stuff like that. The list goes on. And
Mm,
unfortunately, we don't have a whole lot of information to go by to point these people out, by their names, by their regions, by whoever they associate with. But we do know the stories of the victims who have come out of this. And mind you, it's very few people, right? And then
mhm.
once you get where they promise you to be, all these promises turn out to be lies, right? And you
Yeah.
are being sold to the highest bidder. You work your ass off. Sometimes you even get especially for women, they get them hooked on drugs and all this crazy stuff. And these people are slaves now because they are strung out on drugs all the time. And most of the time they tell these people to, since they only paid half the amount to get into that country, they also tell you to work off your other debt, which is a bogus lie. Which is a bogus lie because these people are being sold into slavery. So what other debt do they have to pay off, right?
Yes. So they make a promise, just so I can catch up. So they make a promise offering $5,000, and then you are taken as a victim, and then you have to work that debt off.
Yes, because if they say the full package or the entire price for you to come to this different country is 10,000, what you'll have to do is cover your air ticket and I don't know whatever else. You just pay them half the money. They put you on a plane. They get you there and they say the rest of the 5,000 you will have to work off because you know that you owe me, right? We had this agreement and the emails are there, whatever, however you communicated, it's all there. So you are obligated to then. And remember, you are in a different country. You don't, most of the time, you don't speak the language, you don't know anybody there. Some of these people don't even have bank accounts or anything, to secure them. So what they then do is they start working. They just have to work, do whatever it takes. And and the unfortunate thing is, some of them they never see their families again. They are being trapped into this, excuse me, into this negotiation that, at the end of the day, these merchants make it seem like you initiated it, right? Because you contacted them, you wanted a better life for yourself,
Hmm.
but at the same time, it's really, really a very vicious and evil cycle. And the fact that it happens to children is, as well, it just puts a really bad taste in my mouth. It's not a good thing for me to even talk about,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. It is very sad, that I mean, this happens to children, and a lot of the time, the children that are in the foster care system, they become targets of this, and so they take the children. Um, not only are they forced to work, just like Bambi said, I think it was either Bambi or Race Car said, not only are they forced to work 20 hours or more a day, but sometimes they are even taking their organs and using those and selling those on the market, which is a whole nother topic. This is very
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
sad, very, very sad all the way around. But we have to be aware. I know that this has been going on for a long time, but we always have to keep bringing awareness to an issue so that we do not forget, especially since we are in the holiday season and we are out shopping and going to the malls and going to the different stores and buying items, and they are out targeting, just like the clip that I played. They are putting things on your windows, they are putting things on your cars. You have to be careful of what is around you.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. And the fact of the matter is that people have become commodities. Like, you are an object to anybody else. So it's better for you not to trust anyone at all, especially people who comes to you with these claims of fulfilling your dreams and your fantasies and stuff. Usually, what the people of old said is so true in these last days. If something seems just too good to be true, it probably is, you know. And what Bambi said about a patient that was beaten, burned, I'd really like to hear that. So, Bambi, are you coming on the panel so I can listen in? Did I follow?
Yeah, let me see. I'm dropping the link
Oh,
again.
oh no, I just wanted to listen to her experience
Yeah,
about
yeah.
this.
I'm dropping the link again, Mary. If you want to join in and share that story about the patient. Yeah, so they are using this is sad, but I did want to bring awareness to this. Oren says, regardless of how old you are, you should always tell someone where you're going. That is so correct. That is so true. It does not matter your age. You have to be so careful. If I miss any comments, please forgive me. Um, Shane, I am bad with names. We have to make sure that this it isn't just a topic of the season and that it does not go silent 2 months from now. We have to continue to discuss this and bring awareness. And that is so true. We have to bring awareness to this, not only during this time of the year. Oh, there go Bambi.
Hey y'all!
Hey, Bambi.
I'm mess.
Can y'all
Hi,
see
Bambi.
Bambi?
I'm in Walmart. I can't see the chat, but yeah, it was a very sad experience. She was 18 years old. She had cigarette burns all over her body. She had
Oh wow.
webs and bruises where she had been beaten, and she was very withdrawn. And I work in behavioral health, aka psych, and they aren't allowed to have certain things in fear that they will hurt themselves or others. So they needed her to remove her bra, and she was sitting in the corner for hours. For hours, and I came to work at 3 o'clock, and they were like, "We need you to go and talk to her and try to get." It took me hours. I had to build a rapport with her because she wasn't trusting. Imagine all of the stuff that had been done to her, and y'all, she was 18. Her oldest child was 8 years old.
Oh my God.
8 years old.
So she had that baby when she was 10 years old.
Yes, yes,
Oh my
and
God.
you can't have like sorry y'all, you couldn't have like teddy bears and all of this stuff, so she just started screaming because we had to remove the teddy bear from her and everything. But it was her kids, and she was like, "It's all I have of my baby. It's all I have of my baby." So it's a very real thing. Like, they're taking these kids and having them have children when they're of age and when they get their ministers to have kids so they can sell them off.
Wow.
And a
That's
lot
sad.
of people who are addicted to drugs, bad, because that's another epidemic in Florida, is those opioids and things
Mm-hmm.
like that. They're selling
Mm-hmm.
their kids to human trafficking.
Selling their
That
kids for
same
drugs.
time that young lady, y'all can hear me?
Yes, yes.
Can y'all hear me?
I can hear
Back
you.
to chat. I
That
Oh,
can
oh,
I
hear
don't
okay.
you.
know if y'all can hear me, but that same time that young lady was admitted, across the hall from her was a lady that sold her 4-year old to human
Wow.
trafficking. You just got
Wow.
to be real careful and watch your kids. I know that we want to try to give our kids privacy, but question your kids. Ask them what's going on. Ask them, you know, make sure if you can go with them to the bus stop and call them and text them often because it's a lot of predators out here. There are a lot of predators out here.
That is so
I
true,
don't know if
Lauren. A
y'all
lot of
saw
people
in
are
the
selling
chat
their
where
kids. Yeah,
hmm
Ben was saying that a lady sold her 4-year-old child for drugs. That is sad.
hmm
That is
and
sad.
I don't know if you saw in
Yeah,
the
and
chat where I was saying how um at 19 somebody tried to take me. I was coming from the I was coming from the laundromat and this guy followed me from the laundromat and tried to come behind me and grab me. It's very
wow,
real. It's very
it's
real.
very real. It is very, very real, and we have to be careful. And I'm so glad that everyone is tuning in because this is a very important topic. And so the
What's
lady
going on? Good.
sold her daughter for drugs, and which is another topic that we can get into on a later time
hmm
about opioids and drugs and things like that, and how it affects people and causes them to do things that they normally wouldn't do with a sober mind. Shane said, make sure they know you won't be mad at
Both are
them
big in Florida.
for
Those
things that happen
opioids,
to them.
not on
Some kids are
the
too afraid
opiates.
to tell their parents. That is so true. Bambi, thank God. Just like Keisha just said, thank God, that person who was trying to harm you was not successful. I thank God for keeping you covered.
hmm It made me open my eyes. You put me on a, because I was how it happens. You just out, you out and about doing your regular thing, just like the video was saying, going to the Walmart. You think you just going to the store, and you don't know people are watching your every move. People are watching your every move. So you have to be cautious. It's not to be paranoid, to be very cautious of your surroundings. Be very cautious.
Yeah, Orange said, unfortunately, kids that that don't come from loving homes are easy targets. That is so true. And the kids that are in the foster care system, they are very easy targets. Kids who, they get mad at their mom and they want to run away, they become easy targets. I know it's a child here in North Carolina. She was running away from home, and to this day, the only thing that they was able to find of her is her book bag. She disappeared. And I believe Aisha was like 12, 11, or 12 years old. And
Sad.
she have yet to be found to this day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we have to be very careful. Yeah. Grace
And
Candy,
Carter
I'm gonna go
said,
back in the chat, baby. I
okay,
can't really hear, but I
okay.
appreciate you for having me on here.
All right. Thank you for
Walmart loud
joining
girl. They
me.
got last minute people shopping. But
All
I
right. Thank
appreciate
you
you
for
for having
joining
me on
me.
here. Just be very cautious, y'all. Protect your children. Protect your children and be very cautious of your surroundings, okay?
Yes. Thank you. Mwah.
thank you, Bambi.
Yeah, thank you, Bambi. Thank you so much. Yeah, race car says if you have a routine, switch it up. If you go a certain way to work every day, change it. If you go to the same store all the time, switch it up. Make sure that you know what is around you. Yep, be aware of your surroundings.
And
Yep.
I'd also like to share something else. It was a story in the news from my side of the world. I think it was earlier this year when a girl went missing, a little girl, and she was taken by a taxi driver, and the cab driver actually took her to some guy he worked for, which was a Chinese national, and this guy had paid the cab driver to get him a child, any child. That didn't matter who, but I think it had to be female. And how the story developed was that after a few days, this girl's body was found. How do you put it when a person's body is taken apart limb from limb? Um, I
Mm.
don't know. They
Yeah,
cut her
limb
up
from
or
limb.
something like that. Yes,
Mm.
they did that. They did that to that little girl, and basically the point was for them to get some kind of, is it the lymph nodes? I think it's the lymph nodes they use to research whether certain medication is successful or not. So they
Yes,
were
we
actually
do.
using this. Yeah, they were actually using this little girl as a guinea pig or some kind of test animal to just make sure that they can get a new drug for I don't even know what. And the cab driver actually was seen with the girl last, so he came out with the full story, and that's how people got to find out about this. You can look it up for yourself. It's a story that broke in Namibia, and I do not know the name of the girl at this stage, but she went missing. Her body was, oh my goodness, I can't even imagine that. But yeah, the cab driver came out with all this information about Chinese nationals, um, needing this woman's body to run tests on them, on her, or that's the story that went around, right? So
Yeah,
with
organs.
trafficking,
Yeah, organs are very profitable. They sell organs on the black market. You know, it could be somebody who's been waiting a while for a new heart and or new kidneys or a new lung. And so, what better way to get it from someone that is young and healthy? Um,
right,
yeah,
exactly. Hmm.
I know one thing: they don't want my organs, honey. They owe. But anyway, but yeah, but it's a very big market. Not only do I mean they use the organs to sell them, but they do take the bodies and use them to test different medications to test out different diseases, cancers, and things like that.
Hmm.
Um,
And I don't know what kind of person would actually go as far as to do that. Um, I just don't know how you can be without a soul to cut up somebody who is still alive and well just for the purpose of making a profit of some kind of medicine. I I cannot get my head around that. That is too much for me actually, and I just feel bad sitting here talking about that when there's not even much more I can do actually. But it's the worst thing in the world, and I wish it didn't exist at all. I wish I didn't know about this. Uh, just if I can say that.
Yeah. DC Purple said, uh, that's what I was going to say about abduction for human experiment. Mhm. And Auntie Donna said she is scared to get a lift now. Yeah, and that's another thing about lifts and Ubers. Auntie Donna, do not be afraid. Just make sure that the driver that is on the app is the driver that is behind that wheel. Make sure that the car that they say is coming to pick you up, make sure that car matches. If it does not match, there's nothing wrong in canceling that Uber ride and getting another one. And you let them know, look, I canceled my Uber ride because John card did not match what was on my Uber. I know when I take a Uber or when I order one for my daughter, I always send it out so you can share your rides to let your family members know. Okay, I'm catching this Uber. I'm catching this Lyft. Here is here's information about this driver, about the car. It's a red Toyota Corolla. This is the person, to let someone know, okay, this is who I'm with. So just in the event that something, God forbid, does happen, someone will know, okay, at 2 o'clock on a Thursday, Auntie Donna was taking this lift. Okay, so we know that she should be arriving to her destination about 30 to 45 minutes. And once you take that lift, let that same person know, okay, I have made it safely to my destination. I know that, it's not about uh, letting everybody know about your every move, but it's best to be safe than sorry.
Hmm. Very valuable information there,
Mhm.
Candy. What I
Yeah.
had something I was going to say, but I just forgot. You know what? It's about 7 minutes to 3 a.m. around here, so
Oh, I'm
I'm
sorry,
kind of.
YouTube. Thank you for joining me. I'm about to end this anyway, but I thank you
Oh
so
no.
much. Hey, the vegan homeschooler. Thank you for joining me. Hey, Janet. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. I know I probably missed a lot of people and I missed a lot of comments. This is just a very important topic that I done got so engrossed in that I was not really paying attention to the chat. So I really do apologize if I missed any comments or I missed anybody. The video that I did play earlier, I am going to open it up so y'all can see it. It was buffering very bad, and I do apologize for that as well.
Oh yes, what I did wanted to say was DC the Purple Diva. Yes, her topics are really informative and um very mind provoking, thought provoking. I mean as well. So yes, DC, I'm sorry I missed that insert about the what did you say it was about the trafficking and stuff and the organs and stuff? I did miss that, but actually, I she does the same kind of information and stuff like you're doing, Candy, right now, and she comes on at about 10 Western time around in California, that time zone. I think it's Pacific, I don't know. So it's, yeah, she's on quite late, but I do catch her, and then it's the next morning about 8 a.m. my side. But yeah, I do enjoy listening in. If I don't know much, I'll just sit down and listen. If I can share some stuff, I will share whatever I know. And Kandychelle, I appreciate you for this opportunity to be talking about this um, and for just allowing us to just brainstorm some stuff, like the stuff you just shared with, I think it was Auntie what? Auntie Maddie or what?
Auntie Donna.
Auntie Donna.
Yeah,
I'm
Auntie Donna.
sorry.
Yeah, and
Okay.
thank you, the two. Thank you so much for staying up so late with us and joining in on the topic. We really do appreciate your insight on this. I want to thank everyone for joining me tonight. Um, if no one else wants to join in or have anything else to add, we're going to start wrapping this up. I really do appreciate everybody. This is a very important topic that, we need to make sure that we stay aware of, make sure that we are letting others know about where we are going. Um, and, just be mindful. I just wanted to share a little bit of information about this. I thank everyone for joining me.
Yep, and we need to educate the youngsters about this as well. The world is
Mm-hmm.
going in the worst direction ever. So, for those of you who do have children, I know I don't, but I do have younger siblings. We just have to keep continue to educate them and make sure they are in charge of their own safety as well as their guardians. I would just like to take a second to acknowledge everybody in the chat. Thank you, Keisha 1922, Race Car, 110, a great mod over there. Jonathan Barrow has just joined Candy Girl, and Treasure Sitting Pretty, another moderator. Thank you guys. You guys are amazing. Auntie Donna, I'm so sorry for messing up your name. The vegan homeschooler. We're always connected on these streets. And guys, if I do not have you, I will grab you up. I'm so sorry, Candy, for taking over like that, doing my commentary
Oh
run.
no,
but
no. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. It's 3 o'clock where Latu is at. So thank you for joining in.
yeah, sure, no problem. It's always a pleasure. Thank you, Candy. You know I love you so much.
Yes, I
So I
love
will
you
be
too,
stepping.
Latu. Thank you so much. The next time I come on in a decent hour, so it won't be so late for you.
Okay, sure, sure, sure.
All
Goodbye,
right.
guys. Have a good night over there.
Have a good night. Yeah, that was so awesome. Latu has brought so much insight, and I thank him for joining me. I thank Bambi. I thank my moderators, Treasure, Race Car, Bambi, Candy Girl. How you doing, Candy Girl? So good to see you. DC Purple, Janet, Auntie Donna, the vegan homeschooler. Let's see who else. The Rights Way. I did see Keisha 1922. Hey boo. Let's see. Orange Star. Shane McLove. I think I saw, who else did I see? Demetra Lit all day. Um, Nicole. If I miss anyone, please forgive me. Thank you, everyone, for joining me tonight. I want y'all to have a wonderful night. Is anyone else going live after me? If no one else, thank you. Thank you, Treasure. I'm doing good, Candy Girl. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so if no one else is going live, yeah, I know y'all see me running through these YouTube streets. I thank everyone for coming through. Be sure to hit that like button. I want everyone to have a wonderful and a happy Thanksgiving. And remember, life is short. Make it sweet. Have a good night.